Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my updated Anachronia Grenwalls guide where you can make over 10 million GP an hour. It's over 10 mil GP an hour because the strategy I show in this video is very awesome and it gets you so many catches an hour. It's around 10,000 Grenwall spikes an hour. So with the increased price at the moment, it's like 12 mil. But even with prices dying down a little bit, you're probably going to make 10 mil an hour, and that's a lot of money for just skilling. Also, using this method is 450,000 experience an hour, which again is pretty crazy. So let's get into the method. Starting off, I made some electrified box traps. These electrified box traps have a increased catch rate and they have a certain amount of charges before they're used up. I'd advise if you want to do this method, make a decent amount of box traps and just leave them in the bank, and then whenever you run out of them, you can go bank, collect them and go back. It literally takes you 2 minutes to get back to the spot with the Grenwalls, so it doesn't cut into your GP and XP too much. To unlock these electrified box traps, you need 70 invention and part of the cave goblin tech tree completed. I'll leave a link in the description to the electrified box traps, and if you want more info on how to actually do those, it's on the wiki page. Normal traps work by any means, but the increased catch rate is pretty nice. When it comes to the location of these Grenwalls, you want to leave to the north of the Anachronia base camp, use the agility course to get to the Pavosaurus Rex. Once you get to the Pavosaurus Rex, it's literally right here on the map. You can even check the little hunter icon to see that it is the Pavosaurus Rex, and there'll be 5 to 6 Grenwalls to catch in this spot. When it comes to doing this method, there's a couple of things to keep into consideration. One, you want to lay your traps fairly far apart. If you look on the screen, you can see my traps are spread out. That's because Grenwalls spawn near each of these traps and they can easily be caught when they wander off too far or whatever, so you want to spread them out. Secondly, if you're standing next to a Grenwall, they can sometimes do a burrow ability. It's where they kind of just go into their shells and don't move. If that happens, you just want to run away from them and they'll pop back up and, they'll run into your trap. But if you're constantly moving around and you're very spread out, you're not really going to cause that to happen very often on the Grenwalls. So because the Grenwalls are walking around but you're also all over the place, you really don't cause this to happen very often. This leads to way more catches per hour than just standing there. The electrified box traps have the increased catch rate. Alongside using stuff like an Arctic bear to help, the trapper outfit is so helpful here. The trapper outfit gives you double loot sometimes, which increases the money that you make immensely. It also allows you to have 6 traps at the same time, which is very beneficial, especially if you're doing a method like this where they're all spread out. So the trapper outfit's lovely here, but if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. Another neat thing that I use is an enhanced Excalibur with mobile on it for bladed dive. I'll switch to the enhanced Excalibur, bladed dive over to a trap, and then switch back to my catalyst fragment, then check the trap and lay it down. What this does is it allows me to get between the traps a bit easier, and if there's a Grenwall in the way or whatever, it's not going to trigger that burrow ability because I'll just fly straight over him. But if you don't have bladed dive or whatever, you can do the same with Surge. The only downside with Surge is that, it's kind of a straight line thing, whereas bladed dive, you can pinpoint where you go. And yeah, that's all there is to it, really. You just continuously put the traps down in a nice spread out fashion and jump between the traps and get them done as quickly as possible. The only other thing I want to comment on is the herb bag. You can keybind the herb bag and just fill it up constantly whenever you're getting the herbs from the Grenwalls. Also, if you have a bone crusher, I have it on my tool belt. It will automatically crush the bones, so you won't have to bother with those either. Just makes inventory management a lot easier. One extra thing that I do want to note that was calculated into the XP and GP was having to bank quickly to get more traps. The electrified box traps in your inventory will last you around 45 minutes, then you're going to have to get some more. So during this hour, I actually went to the workbench and made more electrified box traps and went back to Anachronia to do Hunter. I did not stop my timer for this, so that's all calculated into the GP and XP per hour. I was getting 450k experience per hour while hunting these, which is actually pretty good XP. The 450k experience an hour does include things like urns, urn enhancer, the outfit and everything like that. But it's definitely a decent XP rate while getting over 10 mil GP an hour. There we go, there is our hour done and we have nearly 10,000 spikes. I'm excited to sell these, let's go do that. So it's time to sell my 9,896 Grenwall spikes and then all of the herbs that I got and stored in my herb bag. I sold all the herbs for 861k, and Grenwall spikes are selling 10% under mid. So I'm going to sell my Grenwall spikes for around this price, maybe a little bit less, and we'll see how much money we get. There we go. About 5 minutes later, I sold all of my Grenwall spikes for 10.7 mil. That means I made 11.6 million GP from an hour of this method. Even if the Grenwall spikes drop further, which they probably will, to like 900 GP to 1k, that's still 10 million GP an hour. That is so awesome. If anyone's interested in testing this out, my setup is on the screen. Now, it is numbered. So what these numbers do is they correspond with links in the description. In the description, the links will take you to a wiki page to give you more info on all of these items. So instead of me sitting here for 10 minutes describing every single item, if there's an item you don't recognize that I haven't already commented on, then check those wiki links in the description to find out more information on them. There is a couple of extras though. The tracker aura is very nice and will increase your catches per hour. The Trapper outfit gives those doubles, which is really good for GP. Avatar boost is 6% more XP, and it is important to note that you need level 77 Hunter to catch these Grenwalls, and you need the medium Tyranwin Diaries to do baitless catches. That means you can catch the Grenwalls without worrying about baiting the traps, as long as you have those medium diaries done. But yeah, this is the setup I used, and it worked very well for me, and I got all of those rates using this exact thing. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Give the video a like if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new for loads of future content all related to RuneScape 3, and until next time, see ya.